cause I'm grinning. Put a peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinach. Took a quick trip and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she tryna grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage. While y'all tripping, it's Aruba. I realized I had to go and flip this.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 192 of Psychotic and Iconic. Piles here along with my co-host Nick Theories and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that's tuned into the live stream tonight. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. Big announcement. The merch has been ordered. It should be here within the next 2 weeks. Hopefully the website's coming up too. I know we got to talk with what's his face about that. But once that's up, we'll be ready to go. If not, you can send us DMs, text messages, and all that. But we'll be putting out a post, but the merch is coming.
The person that we need more of, Marcos.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Yeah, man. Fantastic Fabrics coming
back. It's back.
So, be ready for that. We got some fire coming your way.
We got a special edition coming too.
It's been a long drought, but you know what? We're coming prepared.
It was the drought 3.
And I promise you guys will not be dissatisfied. You guys will be very happy. So stay tuned.
Yeah, you already.
Let's get into the shit, man. We back.
All right, let's do it. Tennessee Titans hired Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan as the head coach. You got any thoughts on that?
I was surprised, especially with the candidates that are available. But they got their guy. So, it is what it is.
Did they?
I think so, yeah. Because here's the thing. They moved quickly because they didn't want to go through that whole, gruesome process. That's the reason why they didn't trade Vrabel.
Yeah, but
they wanted to find a guy real quick.
Brian Callahan doesn't call plays. Zach Taylor does. And Zach Taylor is from the coaching tree of Sean McVay. So I do wonder what Brian Callahan brings to the table. I mean, he could have blown them away in the interview like McVay did and Mike McDaniels did when he went to Miami. But, I mean, who knows? Unless the offensive coordinator comes in there and just runs the offense and he serves as the motivator, kind of like Nick Sirianni is going to be, or, whomever. But, yeah, that was an interesting hire for me, especially with the candidates out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know their direction. Obviously, it's offensive driven. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Going from a defensive coach to an offensive coach, maybe that's what Tennessee wanted to do all along. Maybe
they think it's good for Will Levis, which, it could prove to be good for Will Levis. We don't know.
Well, out of the head coaches left, like who's a great offensive head coach that would fit that role? It looks like they want to go in that direction. That's obvious. It's very obvious.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. My bad, man.
I mean, because they went from Vrabel, and then it's like, all right, am I going to go from Vrabel to Belichick, or am I going to go from another defensive guy?
I will say I'm curious about what's going on with Belichick because Atlanta hasn't.
Well, Atlanta, it seems like Atlanta had a couple of interviews lined up, right?
They had a second one with Harbaugh, but he just got, but it was canceled or postponed,
right?
And it seems like that it was postponed because he's now going to the Chargers.
Breaking news!
He just signed with the Chargers.
Wow,
5-year deal. They said it's going to be lucrative. The Chargers are the biggest winners of the offseason, and it's not even close, bro. John Harbaugh was the best coaching candidate available. They got him, and he's got a stud quarterback. And all Harbaugh needs to do is come in there, like I said, install the same offense that he had with Cat, and Justin Herbert will take off.
But the thing is, it's two different styles.
It's the same style quarterback.
No, it ain't.
How isn't it?
Because Kaepernick could run.
So can Herbert.
Like he was, but
they just don't utilize it. We don't really know what Herbert can do with his legs. But we'll find out more of that this year. I think he's more of a pocket
passer, though. I think Kaepernick was more of a dual threat.
He was, but I think Herbert, I think you could put a package of plays together for Herbert where you can keep the defense honest and keep the defense scared of him taking off, breaking the pocket and running.
And get like a 7-yard scamper?
Yeah, but that'll work.
Yeah, that'll work. It works. I mean,
Herbert's fast enough.
Could do it though.
But Herbert's fast enough and athletic enough where he could do a fake handoff, RPOs. He can do all of that. It was just Brandon Staley, and I don't know because it was Kellen Moore.
Yeah, but you don't want your $250 million quarterback doing all that.
Well, I mean, Lamar Jackson's doing it, and so is Josh Allen.
I know, but
Josh Allen's the worst.
But that's what they're special at, though. Like Justin Herbert he's not special at running the football. Justin Herbert is special in the pocket.
I don't think they're going to make him a Lamar or a Josh Allen. I'm just saying there needs to be more designs where you have to account for him running. That's what you need with Herbert.
Yeah,
because
but
he's that talented.
I don't think that's the difference between them not making the playoffs and then going to the Super Bowl.
No, I don't. I just think that their coach was a dumbass.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely an improvement. Like let's not be naive here. I mean, he's going to come in here. He's going to make an impact. Absolutely. Immediately, right? But to what extent, right? I mean,
a big extent.
Because Kellen Moore came in here. He was supposed to fix the offense. The offense looked to me got worse.
I know.
They didn't even use Austin Eckler. He was one of the best running backs the previous 2 years. He led the league in touchdowns, and all of a sudden he was getting subbed in and out for Joshua Kelly. What are we talking about here?
That's why I'm confused about Herbert. And I know he's 30 and 32 as a starter. That's what I am confused about, because not for nothing, but on the flip side of that, I know everybody was high on Kellen Moore. Dak and the Cowboys offense got better.
I don't think, but I never thought they were going to get worse.
I mean, I didn't know, but I thought that losing Kellen Moore would be a big loss, and it proved not to be.
But you had the head coach, right? Like now you have years under the belt with the same system. So now you're growing. Like now it's going to be Dak in them, year 3 with McCarthy?
Yeah.
So now they're only going to, learn and get better after that. Like that's my thing. It's like they need some camaraderie. You need consistency.
Who are you talking about? I'm sorry.
Just in general.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Just to be successful,
dude.
You need camaraderie. You need consistency at those kind of positions. Head coach, quarterback, GM.
Agreed.
Like, those are the most important.
Of course. And that's,
you got that shit shuffling around. You have dysfunction.
Exactly. And why the Eagles? This is the second year in a row now they're getting a brand new coordinating staff, which is worrisome. And we're going to get into the Eagles though. But my point is with Harbaugh, dude, is when he came into the league, Alex Smith was widely considered a bust. He went to 3 NFC Championship games out of 4 years.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick, after Alex Smith got concussed, he rolled with Kaepernick all the way to the Super Bowl and was an awesome Richard Sherman deflection away from winning it.
Right.
And so it's like, for me, I just think Harbaugh's awesome. I loved him when he was with the 49ers. I love what Harbaugh's made of.
I like Harbaugh too. He's
going to change life over there. Don't be fighting for that division late in the year.
I just, I don't want to give so much expectations because this is a team that is coming off of not even making the playoffs.
Well, here's the thing.
They have the talent, sure.
The good news is that you can only go up from there. You can only go up. Like for the Eagles were coming off a huge Super Bowl appearance. Jalen Hurts played the best game of his life. So this year, unless every game he lived up to that standard, there was always going to be questions.
I just think the Chargers
have holes, though. Hurts didn't play well this year, but the Chargers do have holes. But good coaching.
Holes.
Oh, yeah. Awesome coaching, good coaching. It can cover some of that shit up. And I think Harbaugh is the guy that can do that. And I think he will only make Justin Herbert better. Justin Herbert's talent is top 5.
Right.
He just didn't develop yet into a winner.
I'll say that he'll make LA a more attractive destination for free agents for
sure. Dude,
absolutely. Yeah, like that.
It's not even a question.
Huge. Yeah, absolutely. Like I totally agree. I just don't want to say like, oh, okay, like no, the Chargers, man, they're going to be that team next year. I'm telling you, like I bought into it this year, and I was fucking fooled out of my ass. The Chargers,
yeah, I know. I mean, that was me 2 years ago.
That like every time I look at their logo, bro, it kind of like makes me like disgusted because I'm just like, yo, what was I even thinking taking that team?
This would be the good year to pick them in the Super Bowl.
This year?
This would be the year.
I'm not even going to do that.
I'm not saying that, but I guarantee you they make the playoffs this year. I guarantee they make the playoffs with Harbaugh at the helm.
We'll cross that bridge, right?
We will. I guarantee it. Dude.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
I think the AFC is stacked though, bro.
It is.
We got teams like the Browns, the Texans now. They're relevant. Yeah. Like we never put them in consideration.
Well, the Browns won't be.
And it was already loaded before them.
The Browns are going to get considerably worse next year though.
Because they're going to have Deshaun Watson.
Because they're going to have Deshaun Watson back. And that's which is a hilarious statement within itself. But the Browns are going to slip next year. And Burrow's going to be healthy.
Pittsburgh could actually be better too.
Pittsburgh needs a quarterback. Pittsburgh's a great destination for Kirk Cousins.
I agree.
If Kirk Cousins goes there, the Steelers will be like legit.
Good. Yeah, because they'll have Pickens, they'll have Deontay, they'll have.
He will get them boys the ball.
Yeah,
he will get them the ball. Right. Now George Pickens, what he's great at, a stop and go, and he's going deep. Pickens will have 1,400 yards next year, easy if Kirk's throwing him the ball.
They were saying Russell Wilson to the Steelers. There was a
Russell Wilson's the way he acts and his temperament and all that shit will never fit with Tomlin and Pickens and Deontay.
No.
It will never fit.
Bad fit.
Totally agree.
Unless the Steelers are playing like the revenge card. They're like, yo, we want this guy on our side because he wants to prove people wrong. That's the kind of system we have.
I don't think Tomlin and the Steelers are good enough to take that risk. I really don't, because I think it's too much of a risk and the reward is not there. Like Russell Wilson isn't going to be in that division with Burrow and Lamar and then Mahomes and all that. I mean, he just did it in the AFC West.
Yeah.
So I don't see that. I don't think Russell Wilson would even sign up for that.
Well, of course he would.
Well, he might, because he might not have options.
He ain't gonna have a choice.
Yeah, I just
Kinda
thought of that.
Similar to like what Baker Mayfield took over, right? We were looking at his situation.
We said Baker should have went to the Steelers too.
Yeah,
we said that.
We did say that, and we also said that him going to Tampa Bay. I'm like, yo, that's a huge risk because like, if he really falls flat on his face here,
that's what I was scared to death about.
He's out of the league. But guess what? He took a chance, man. And you saw the Bucs this year. They made the playoffs.
And not for nothing, they were in that game with the Lions.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about them later. But they were absolutely in that game. But that's a really good example as well.
Yeah. So the Eagles let go Brian Johnson, the offensive coordinator. Now, they're going to hire Vic Fangio once they do the Rooney Rule stuff where you have to interview, because now it's coordinators. I like the Vic Fangio hire, because Miami's defense was all right this year, and they were second in the league in sacks, which is awesome, which is what we need because we stopped getting sacks after like week 9. But what do you think about, who do you think should replace him as the OC?
Yeah, honestly, you know who I really, really want? I really want Eric Bieniemy.
I do like him.
I do, man. Yeah, I ain't gonna sit here and lie, bro. I think what he did with Patrick Mahomes, I think he can emulate that with Hurts. I really think that he could.
I would bring him in.
I think he could help him out
and let him control the entire offense.
Absolutely.
Which I think whoever the coordinator is going to do that. Like there were some mentions of Cliff Kingsbury, who I'm not totally opposed to. I just like, for me with Kingsbury, I want to see Jalen Hurts under center more.
Bro.
And the other part that worries me with Kingsbury is like, I know Kyler had some okay numbers, but not for nothing. Like, I'm not a Kyler guy. Like, I think Kyler's pretty ass.
No, look, the bottom line is I want to see some creativity.
Yes, that's all I want to see.
I want to see them be consistent week in and week out. Like have an identity. The Eagles never had an identity this year. We didn't know if they were a running team, a passing team. They just had no game plans week in and week out. I couldn't believe what I was saying. They legitimately had no rhyme or reason of why they were calling the plays. They would run the first 2 downs and they would do a bubble screen, and that was it. Then here comes the punt. They had no plan, no flow, no confidence. They didn't, like, you could tell the players didn't buy.
They were defeated.
System. Absolutely, they didn't. If you don't buy into the system, that's the result you're going to get.
Yeah. Your dad asked if we would want Belichick. I know your answer. I do not want Belichick. I don't want Belichick.
I mean, at this point, they're keeping Sirianni. So
yeah. Well, I'm saying even if it was vacant, like I think like the mantra and the aura around it would be hilarious with the cut hoodie and just how he would fit Philadelphia to a T. But I'm not in on the Bill Belichick sweepstakes. I think he got exposed. I think, the record bothers me without Tom Brady. And I don't know how much he's got left in the tank.
I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I think if you had Bill Belichick, I think we would all be excited as hell.
I would laugh.
We would be looking forward to our defense, because that is the weak point. If we just get an offensive coordinator and you got a mastermind like Bill Belichick taking control of that defense, and he's picking up undrafted free agents and they're stars on our defense, yeah.
Well, I will say this: if Howie's
good at secondary, he's good at picking up corners, safeties. Like that's his
linebackers.
Specialty. And that's the Eagles. That's what the linebackers. That's what the Eagles need. That's what they're missing on their defense.
I will say this: the thing with Belichick that would be intriguing is that if Howie was still selecting the players, I guess I would be more okay with it, because Belichick can't draft for shit on the offensive side.
I think he would just be a
coach.
So
that's what I'm saying. But I know what you're saying, and I kind of actually, in looking at it like that, in theories. I understand.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I think you can kick around. I think you can kick the tires on it. Like, I think you can think about it. Like, I think it's worth the conversation, because he is one of the all-time greats. Look at how your season ended. Look at the way your defense performed down the stretch. Like, actually all year. And you're telling me like Bill Belichick doesn't step in and doesn't correct this? At least make it a competent defense to the point where your offense can win you a football game.
Yeah.
An important one, because you do have Jalen Hurts. He was an MVP conversation last year. He ain't no bum.
Yeah.
You got A.J. Brown. You got Devontae Smith. You got Dallas Goedert. You have a great offensive line. You have DeAndre Swift, who you barely wouldn't just consistently give the ball to. And
I will say too, on your mention of Goddard, that was what the Eagles were missing too. You have a legitimate tight end who was running 3-yard outs, and it's like he's so much better than that. He's so much better than that, dude.
Absolutely.
And he just was not utilized. And look, I don't know if it was Sirianni's concepts or was it really just Brian Johnson didn't know what he was doing. I have no idea. All I know is that offensive system was completely broken. And they were riding the talent that they had to 10-1. Then it just fell apart. Jalen Hurts was turning the ball over like crazy. The defense, I don't know what happened to the defense. They stopped tackling. They looked uninspired.
Yep.
Darius Slay randomly got fucking surgery on his knee. And it was just like they quit. James Bradbury walked off of a cliff. He looked like he couldn't even play Pee-wee.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like there's a difference between like looking washed and actually and I didn't even recognize the dude. That was not the dude who was even in the Super Bowl.
Bro, that's not Eagles football, though. Like, when you watched the Eagles on tape and you saw the way they were tackling, that ain't Eagles football. I could show you an Eagles team that went into New Orleans in the first fucking play of the game. It was Digga Doom on Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
That was straight up.
Sheldon Brown.
That is called setting the fucking tone, bro. That's exactly how you got to be, though. First fucking play of the game. Yo, I'm coming after you. It's going to be a long day for you guys. Yeah, the Eagles, they didn't win that game, but you know what? They set the tone in that game, and you know what? That's exactly how you got to come out. You're on the road, and you're like, fuck him.
Real fast.
We're coming out swinging.
Bengals said he wants to talk about Embiid real fast. Is Joel Embiid the best player just because he scored 70 in one game? He said it's not inspirational to him. He needs to see him do it every game. I know everybody's saying they want to see him do it in the playoffs and they want to see him do it every game.
Sense. What does that even mean? You can't fucking score 50 points every single game.
But look,
that's not team basketball.
I watched that game and it was one of the most incredible performances I've ever seen. That was better than I was more excited watching that than when I watched LeBron drop 61 on the Hornets in like 2013 or something like that.
Yeah,
that performance was ridiculous. He couldn't miss.
No, absolutely.
So Embiid right now, yeah, he's playing like the best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
So that's where I am. But overall, the best player in the NBA is Jokic. But right now, the dude that's bringing it is Embiid.
Yeah, absolutely. This is all great, but I want to see this shit in the playoffs. Like I'm sick of this shit, dude. I'm sick of getting your hopes up and then we got
a real coach now, and we don't have to worry about the Bucs no more because they signed Doc Rivers.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're good now because that's a disaster. You fire a coach that's 30-13 makes no sense.
Yeah, well, that's
all right. Ravens beat the Texans 34-10. They put foots on them after it was a close first half. I think it was 10-10 at halftime.
Yep.
Lamar's finally going to his first AFC chip. I was a little nervous at halftime.
Oh, I was too.
I thought the Ravens were actually getting outplayed. And I'm like, oh shit. And then they returned that punt. And I'm like, oh my God, the momentum, like you could feel like the pendulum swing.
The whole building was quiet.
Yeah. And I actually think I might have texted you that and said, or somebody I texted was like, that Ravens building is scared to death right now.
No, I was with you. We ordered them wangs.
Oh yeah. My bad. And I said
because they're too expensive for my liking. You know what I mean? Like
you had a burger
for $12.
You didn't even get tomatoes, bro, because they wanted to add 50 cents.
Yeah, I know. It's all right though. But it came with fries. It was great.
That's all right.
But it's okay. But yeah, no, we were together. We were watching this game. It was 10-10. And the first half, I'm sitting there. I'm looking at Lamar's stats. I'm like, bro, 52 yards in the first half passing. Fuck's this? Matt, this is your MVP?
Rob, KD does want to be here. 70? He has 70? I would love having KD here. I really would.
That would be some interesting stuff because you always criticized. I know.
Put KD next to Embiid, dude.
I know.
2 7-footers. Yeah, oh my God. He's not the GOAT, but KD would be the perfect counterpart.
That would be fire.
With Toby, Maxey, and Joel Embiid, dude. Joel Embiid and Durant would be unstoppable. Mm-hmm. But that's a pipe dream.
But no, for real, let's go back to this game now.
Yeah. What impressed you the most about the Ravens and or Lamar?
What impressed me the most was the Ravens at halftime, their ability to say, all right, let's press pause here. Let's do what we do best. Let's play good defense like we have. We only gave up 10 points. Let's do what we do best on offense. Let's actually run the football down their throat, and let's get Lamar out in space. And that's exactly what happened. They got Isaiah Likely involved. The passing windows became a lot more open. Like they just played Ravens football the second half. The first half, I felt like they kind of want to be a little bit more pass happy.
Or I thought that it was rust.
Well, it was Russ too, and I felt like the Ravens' offensive line was getting outplayed in the first half. I thought the Texans' defensive line was taking control of this game in the trenches. So, yeah, I mean, look, they made the adjustments. That's what was the most impressive to me. And you have to make adjustments in the playoffs, and they did. And it was a 24-0 sweep in the second half.
For me, the thing that was most impressive to me was that at halftime, I was concerned. Obviously, I'm a Lamar guy, and I'm like, oh my God, are we going to do this again? Like, and I'm just in my head, and I'm like, damn, like, what am I going to say? Blah, blah, blah. But he just came out the second half and turned it on and turned into a superstar again. And it was like, and that's but that first half was exactly what I always worry about with resting. I hate that. They look sloppy.
Yeah.
They look sloppy. And it's like, fuck. But then once Lamar got going and he started running, then he just started taking over the game with his legs.
Yeah, but he's lucky he's playing the Texans, though, because if he was playing the Chiefs like that, you come out like that in the first half, it might be a different story for him.
It may, but here's the thing: that the Ravens defense can keep them in games.
Absolutely.
So, but I know what you're saying, because if the Ravens go down by 14, 17 points, your game plan changes.
Or even down at halftime. Well, remember, the Texans missed that field goal too.
Yeah,
that was huge.
That was big.
That was a big,
that 40-yarder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that hurt them.
Yeah,
because they would have been up at halftime.
13-10. However, I will say the future is really bright for Houston, dude. And I think CJ Stroud, I don't think that's a flash in the pan. I think CJ Stroud is legit. I think he is that dude. I'm serious. He's the best quarterback. Entering next year, he's the best quarterback in that division by far. He's better than Trevor Lawrence. He's already shown more than Trevor Lawrence.
Has he though?
He's proven way more than Trevor Lawrence.
That's not true.
Absolutely has been.
Why is that true though?
Well, because if you compare Trevor Lawrence's stats to Mac Jones through their first 3 years, Mac Jones has better stats.
Yeah, but
and Trevor Lawrence has had more. Trevor Lawrence first year, everybody wipes it away because Urban Meyer was some shit, and I get it. But his second year, they started out ass. They were 3-8. They got on a little bit of a hot streak, and then they came back in the playoff game. But not for nothing, he threw 4 interceptions in the first half in that playoff game.
They had the same playoff record.
This year, they're 7-3, or somewhere around there. They're 7-3. They totally shit the bed. I don't want to hear about his shoulder or his foot. Last year, Josh Allen took all that blame, and Josh Allen played with a fucked up elbow.
Yeah.
So my thing is that when you are a quarterback and you are already deemed a star, you have to perform. And he did not perform. Even when he was healthy, he didn't. You have people picking him as the 1 seed, such as myself. Whatchamacallit? What's it called for MVP? Like a dark horse MVP.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For his odds, because I think they were plus like 1,800.
Yeah.
And then you come out there and through 9 games, through 7 games, you have 9 touchdowns. And it's like, come on, bro. That's not what you were perceived to be coming out of Clemson.
As they acquired Calvin Ridley.
And then it was like CJ Stroud, he did bad on the Wonderlick, and they were questioning, can he play in the NFL? And he comes in there off a team that they're saying is going to be 3 or 4 wins with a defensive head coach. And you change that entire franchise. And you're not throwing the Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley and ETN. Dameon Pierce was horrible. Devin Singletary took over his job. Nico Collins showed okay last year. He turned into a star this year. Tank Dell was awesome. He was a 4th-round pick.
He got hurt.
And they were still fine. Dalton Schultz started out the year rough, and then after, midway through the season, turned it on and was balling. So my thing with CJ Stroud is I think he proved that he can carry a franchise.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, look, the most impressive thing with him is that the Texans, they won 11 games the last 3 seasons combined. From 2020 to 2022, they've won 11 total games. This year alone, including the playoffs, they have won 11 games. So that's a quick turnaround. Once you get that franchise quarterback, man, like, your future for the next 10, 12, 13 years is bright, man. But, he's absolutely the real deal. I'm looking forward to seeing him next year and compete in that division, because I think the Texans are going to be dominant in that division for years now.
They are. They messed up. They messed up everything that they were saying the Jags and Trevor Lawrence were going to be, because they hit a home run. They absolutely hit a home run with Stroud.
I'm not going to give up on Trevor Lawrence, though. I think he's got the talent. I think he could bounce back. I think he will bounce back.
He can, but I'm just saying, entering next year, he's got a lot of pressure on him.
Sure he does, but I think he'll bounce back. His situation is not shit, though. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm
giving him the benefit of the doubt, because he still has Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson can fix him. I know that.
You know what's crazy to me though, and I'm not trying to go this route, but I have to, and I always go back to this guy. But this is what made me so furious with Baker, with the discussion around Baker when he was in Cleveland. That team was 0-16. They had the little dude. What was his name? The bald-headed dude, the coach.
Oh, Freddie Kitchens.
No, the dude before Freddie Kitchens. He was the Raiders head coach.
Freddie Kitchens and oh my God, who was it? Oh, Hugh Jackson.
Hugh Jackson. They had Hugh Jackson.
That's right.
Baker Mayfield sets the touchdown record for rookies after not even starting the season. They made an ass out of him on Hard Knocks, but he led them to a playoff victory, their first playoff victory in like 20-something years. And it's like he never got any credit. Oh, the offensive line was stacked. He had wide receiver, blah, blah, blah. But then Trevor Lawrence is getting pass after pass after pass. And that's what makes me so pissed off because it's like, put up or shut up. I don't want to hear the excuses anymore. If you're that dude, you overcome the adversity.
Yeah, you know what's crazy too is that they didn't go on a hot streak last year.
He would have missed the playoffs again. They were 3-8.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
But here's the thing, though. I mean, Justin Herbert, he's missed the playoffs too.
He's only made it one time, and he blew that big lead, and he's got to wear that. And that's why I put Justin Herbert in that category. Right now, he's overrated. He's an elite talent, but he's not a winner.
Right.
And I think he's going to be a winner with Harbaugh.
The situation's not bad, though. Like, and that's the thing. It's like, I'm not so quick to give up on these quarterbacks, though. Like, I still think that Trevor Lawrence can still throw the ball. I think he has good zip on it. I think he has some inaccurate issues. I think he can clean it up. But, like, my thing with Trevor Lawrence is, like, he's got the talent, dude.
He absolutely does.
He's got the physical stature of a quarterback, of a franchise quarterback. Like, to me, like, I'm not quick to just say, okay, yeah, he missed the playoffs this year. Like, let's just get rid of him. Like, no, let's try to like fix this kid. Like, let's be part of the solution and not like completely just clear the deck and go get another quarterback. And then here we are. Like,
I'm not saying that. And I'll clarify what I'm saying. My point is though, is that certain quarterbacks, because they are tall or strong or they fit the prototype, they get more of a leash. Sure. And I don't understand it because there are other quarterbacks that are successful, that are more successful than them in worse situations. And it's like certain guys won't get the benefit of the doubt. So my point is that when I'm looking at it, like if you go past people right now, they would probably say they would take Trevor over Jalen Hurts. And there's no reason to say that.
But it's a preference of the coach though. Like every coach likes a player differently. Like they like certain.
Oh no, I was saying from like a general consensus.
But I think I think it goes a lot deeper than that. Like that's the whole evaluation of player evaluation in the offseason is like they go through, okay, what skills does he possess that would fit really good in our system? Can he throw the ball accurate? Can he throw the ball on time? Can he get the ball out quickly? Like, can he do all these
throw guys open?
Can he communicate? Yeah, like, can he throw guys open? Like, those are the things. Like,
and don't forget, can he lead?
Or is he okay? He has accuracy issues. We could work on that. His timing, we could work on that, but he's an excellent athlete. Some coaches might prefer that over the pocket.
Agreed.
And vice versa. So like, to me, it's like, it depends on the coach.
Yeah.
It depends on the preference. So, I believe Doug Peterson's system is fit for Trevor Lawrence.
It is, but why isn't he performing?
I just think they sputtered down the stretch. I mean, they had the talent, so I think they could figure it out.
But my thing is that year over year over year for the last 3 years, I keep getting sold that Trevor Lawrence is going to take that jump, and I haven't seen that jump.
No,
that's my problem. Like you see Kenny Pickett, and I'm not saying that Kenny Pickett's as good as Trevor Lawrence, but Kenny Pickett's getting ran out of town. Now he was trash, I get it, but when you're Trevor Lawrence, bro, when you're coming in and you got these expectations of MVPs and that dude, and you're going to be in that top AFC guy, and you're just not living up to it. And at some point, it's like, when is somebody going to stand up and say it that since he's been drafted with the expectations that he's had, he's totally underwhelmed.
Right.
So
I get that. I just feel like we just so quick to like.
I'm not writing him off. I'm just saying he's got to earn it.
But he's only been in the league for 3 years.
Absolutely, right? But he's got to earn the title.
And if you look at the franchise quarterback play from like their 10 years, it's about 15 years.
Yeah.
A true franchise nowadays, it used to be 10. Now it's extended because Brady broke the mold. Now, they can play longer, right? But my thing is just like he's a baby, dude.
Yeah.
Like he only played like what 10, 15, 20% of his career so far. He's got long ways to go.
Yeah.
And like I think you have to be patient with certain players.
The patient one.
Yeah, the patient one. Absolutely, man.
Red Cup cat.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Red Cup, Chiefs beat the Bills 27-24. It makes me sick. Mahomes is going to his 6th AFC Championship game straight, which is an incredible feat. I will say this, though. The only reason I was sick about the Chiefs winning, even though I picked the Chiefs to win, I thought the Chiefs were going to win.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs did play well. I'm not going to take anything away from them. The reason that it makes me sick is because Patrick Mahomes' behavior this year, it was nauseating. From what he did, crying on the sidelines, screaming in Josh Allen's face with the bullshit call. Yeah. Then you're in the locker room, you're yelling at the fans, and you're getting onto it. And I get it. Talk your shit when you win. I'm all for that. And I do it when I win. I talk shit to my 5-year-old when I'm playing in Mario Kart. But I'm just saying, dude, when he acts like that, it makes me so furious because the ball always bounces his way. And I told you this before that he scares me with the Brady luck. That Brady always seemed when something went wrong and he threw like that inopportune pick, there was a holding penalty or somebody stepped out of bounds or something. It just bounces his way. Like the Bills get that, whatchamacallit? They get that turnover, and then although that was McCall Hardman that fumbled it. Yeah. Even though when he fumbled that, I thought they were going to win because I'm like, oh, sure, the God's got it.
That's a huge swing
but
there.
What impressed you most about the Chiefs? Because for me with the Chiefs, it was just they looked like the Chiefs.
Yeah, their offense.
They were humming.
Yeah.
I think they only punted once.
Yeah, I think like Travis Kelce looked like Travis Kelce.
He looked like he heard me. He heard I say he's washed.
Yeah, he looked like he didn't have sex for about a couple weeks, bro. Like,
Taylor left his soul.
Energy. Yeah, he had energy this game.
Taylor left his soul.
More pep in his step this game. Yeah. I think he's playoff focused. I don't think he's fucking until the Super Bowl if he makes it there.
He's not.
Or until the or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Or until the offseason. But I think when
he going home this week.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
It looked like he had a little bit more pep in his step. That was impressive. Rashee Rice, same thing. He's awesome. He's a great player. But Patrick Mahomes was awesome. What are you going to say about that, dude? I mean, like, it just sucks because I was rooting for Josh Allen so heavy. I felt like a Bills fan. It was weird, dude. I was like kind of hurt.
He's 0-3 against Mahomes in the playoffs, too. Yeah. That sucks, bro. Because
it does suck. But
you know what's crazy?
You know what?
I found myself kind of like rooting for Josh Allen. I'm like, all right, Josh, let's do this. Like, come on, bro, pull through. Yeah. I'm rooting for you. Like, I really want to see you do this.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
No, I know.
And the thing I think it was is that the problem is with this is Josh Allen's cap hit next year. Stephon Diggs, I don't know what is going on with dude. The pass that he dropped, the 65-yard bomb from Allen that hit him right in his oven mitts, dude. And he actually pointed at Josh and said, it looked like he told him like it was a little too far. And when you look at the replay, he was like this, and it hit him right in his hands. And it's like, dog, what are you doing?
Like this. Like, I was this close. Like,
yeah. And it's like bro, not for nothing, but I don't understand that. The one thing I will say is that I blame the loss more heavily on McDermott. Because what are you doing calling a fake punt with DeMar Hamlin?
Yeah, like it's like a Disney movie.
No, I'm being
I mean that's serious. It was like a Disney movie.
I'm not, but I'm being when I say this though, what was that? That you know what that looked like? That looked like a desperate move for an unprepared coach.
Absolutely.
And the only other reason I blame Josh Allen, because I thought Josh Allen played well, even though it was a lot of short shit. That on that last play before they settled for the missed field goal, he had Diggs on a drag across the middle, wide open. And that is what's driven me crazy about Josh for so long, is that you have to take those easy throws. And look, I'm not going to blow it up. He just missed them. And it happens. I watch Hurts do it all year. But it's tough for me. But Allen being the star that he is, he has to still take some of that blame.
I mean, of course he's going to get the blame, but it's all.
He only threw for 180 yards.
Like I said, like I've been saying all year, Josh Allen has to be literally perfect for the Bills
Agreed.
to win. Like he literally has to be perfect. In that game, there was only one. He didn't even have any fucking turnovers. And everything that
he tried on that fumble.
But guess what? They didn't catch it. It doesn't matter.
Bro, when he fumbled that ball, I'm like,
yeah, but you gotta understand. There's a lot of times where he throws picks, quote unquote, that hit the player's hands and get tossed in the air, and then a linebacker.
You got to take a little bit off of it.
Well, no, you got to catch the ball. If it hits your hands, you got to catch it. That's the bottom line. He had 2 drops from Shakur or not Shakur. What's his name? Why
are you touching my hand, fool?
What's his fucking name, dude? That dude that Sherfield. Two drops. Bro, you got to catch that. Yeah. You got to beat the Chiefs. You have to make those plays. We say it all the time.
What happened last year
those plays, bro.
in that divisional round with the Jags when Trevor Lawrence threw that bomb to Christian Kirk and he dropped it. We were watching that game. He said, you have to make those plays when you go up against Mahomes and Andy Reid.
I texted you. That's exactly what I said. And that's exactly what happened to Josh Allen and them. And, Stephon Diggs, like, bro, like, what was that? Like, what? That was a dime.
Des Bryant since Thanksgiving.
That was him, bro. Like, no, that was so funny. That was perfect.
That was post of the year.
Like, on some real shit. Like, what was that, dude? Like, you caught the ball. You try to catch the ball like this. Like, no, dude. Like, catch the ball at the high point. But the problem is like, he ain't him. Yeah. And he's over here fucking criticizing his quarterback and showing him up last season, right? And it was all over the media. He made a big circus about him all in the offseason. It was a big distraction on the Bills. And then the playoffs come and he fucking stinks it up. He had 8 targets. He had 3 catches for 21 yards. And he had a stinker. And mind you, on the first fucking drive, he caught the ball and then he fumbled. So then Mr. Kincaid had to knock the ball out of bounds. And guess what? That's a 10-yard penalty. So now, since it was supposed to be 2nd and 7, was now 2nd and 17 because they lost it down and now they lost 10 yards. So he cost his team and on the first drive too. And that's bad. Because you're home, you want to set the tone, you want to go down and score. Now you just put your team in a fucking hole, 2nd and 17. Nobody talks about that shit. I came prepared, bro, because I already know the whole Josh Allen slander is coming.
I didn't slander him.
I know, but I just know there's people out there that just slander him, and it's like, bro, like you don't watch the game because if you sit there and you watch it and you actually think that he lost, then you're out of your mind.
It was a weird game plan.
That you're out of your mind. Like the whole, it's just crazy. He doesn't commit turnovers, and everybody crushes him for it. But when he doesn't commit turnovers, nobody praises him for not committing turnovers. Come on. It's so inconsistent.
I agree.
They're just trying to find something, a chink in his armor to get out on him because he's that good. He's getting 50 touchdowns total a year. The fuck you want from the dude? Like, for real. Like, in the postseason this year, 68% passing completion, 535 total yards, 7 total touchdowns, 0 turnovers, and 101.7 passer.
I mean, it was 2 games, big bro.
Doesn't matter, and still can't win. 7 touchdowns and 0 turnovers, and you don't win, and you had 535
Well,
yards.
their defense was also riddled with injuries, too.
Their defense was garbage. It's always, in the playoffs, it's always garbage. Yeah. It always gets, it's just, like I said with them, dude, they just can't get off the field.
Do you think McDermott comes back? They got an interesting offseason coming back, dude, because I think
no, fuck that. And Sean McDermott's ass with it too. He is. I tweeted it. He's ass.
What about Vrabel there? Or Belichick?
Belichick would be perfect in Buffalo.
He would.
And Belichick would thrive there because he would go against the Patriots.
And
that's just the way he
rocks. Bring in Josh McDaniels for Josh Allen. Josh squared. I actually, now that I'm thinking about that, that's a thought. Bro. That's a thought because the only thing is that you're gonna have the cap hit with Allen. It really kicks in this year, 41.5 million, which is crazy. But I would probably let McDermott go. I don't think that he can. It's been 6 years. If you haven't got over the hump, I don't think you can do it at this point. Bro, you're just gonna magically do it.
Josh Allen is the reason why he's employed as a head coach.
Agreed.
Like, cut the bullshit. He is the only reason why he's employed as a head coach. Because if you put Sean McDermott on the Patriots with Mac Jones, I guarantee you Sean McDermott doesn't win more than 3 games. I'll bet the crib on it.
Well, Belichick only won 4.
Doesn't exactly.
I got you.
He would be worse than Belichick. Belichick's a way better coach.
Oh, I agree. I'm not saying that.
Belichick on the Bills, I guarantee you they go to multiple AFC title games. Their defense will be strapped up and you would have the offense. You would have the perfect combination.
Do you think their window closed?
All right, I'm going to be here. You want me to be real?
Yeah.
That was the best chance of ever getting to a Super Bowl because you got to look at it from this standpoint. The Bills and their cap situation, the league's only going to get better. Look at the Bengals. They're going to get Joe Burrow back. The Chargers, they just got Harbaugh. They're going to be better. You got the Jaguars still there. The Texans are up and coming. You still got the Browns. You call it what it is. The Ravens ain't going nowhere. They have Lamar. They just signed an extension, and now he's in the championship game. The Chiefs ain't going the fuck nowhere. That's 9 teams.
The Raiders won 8 games this year, right? 7 games?
I just rattled off 9 teams. I didn't even include the Bills yet.
And that's who's to say whether or not a rookie
And who's
pops.
to say, I didn't even say the Steelers. Who else did I say? Yeah, the Steelers, the Dolphins. I didn't say.
The Dolphins
the
and
Colts.
You got to worry about the Colts.
Want. Yeah, they're a tough football team. And that's it. That's that, bro.
I know.
Like, I think their window is coming to a close. I really do. And I feel bad for Josh Allen. I thought that was his best chance.
I think this was their best chance.
Sure.
It was because the Chiefs were down this year.
Right.
However, when you have Josh Allen, you have a chance. And I know the cap hit will be crazy this year. I'm curious to see because I think Diggs played his last game in a Bills uniform. I don't know how you feel about that, but I think Diggs played his last game there.
Very happy.
I
think.
No, I'm saying, do you think that he played his last game?
Absolutely. I think he's getting traded.
But I will say, if they get rid of McDermott and get Belichick or Vrabel, they're cooking.
Absolutely.
They're cooking. And I would trust, put it this way. I think the window they would crack it. Like on a nice spring morning, 55 degrees, you have a nice crack in the window like that. Not wide open.
Their defense would be even better. It
would improve marginally, and that's all you need. If you can just give Josh Allen a little bit of help to stop the opposing team's offense,
right.
It's like, okay, then, bro, you don't need to be perfect 8 out of 8 drives. You can be 6 out of 8.
Right. And build a defense that can create turnovers.
That's what I'm saying. And get takeaways. Look,
that's
look how much it helps out Dak and the Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that the defense, that the scoop and scores, the when they lead the league in points scored.
Yeah.
That stuff helps your quarterback.
Yep.
Mahomes this year. What did Mahomes ride all season this year in the regular season? An awesome defense.
For sure.
So it comes with that. Look at, even the Eagles. Last year, our defense was awesome.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating, man, because it's like, yo, dude, like, I just don't understand how the whole thing works, because my thing is, like, guys like Doug Peterson, they win a Super Bowl a year
Jay's
later.
In here. Big J.
Yo, Jay. So, yo, guys like Doug Peterson, right? They'll win a Super Bowl. 2 years later, they're getting fucking fired. But Doug McDermott can go to 3 divisional rounds and lose all 3 in a row, and he's all safe. Like, to me, it doesn't even make any sense. I would never fire a fucking coach that lost a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl, because look around the league. Like, you know how hard it is to win a Super Bowl? When you got a guy that has won a Super Bowl and has been there and he's done that and his experience, that is a guy that you got to cherish, man. Because, like, you could look around the league. Sean McDermott's never been to a Super Bowl. You consider him a good coach, right? This guy's getting pass after pass, and it's like, it's time to move on, man. It really is. Like, I think the Bills are failing Josh Allen. I don't think it's the other way around. Look at the postseason numbers. In 10 games, he's got 27 touchdowns and 4 picks in 10 games. That's an average of 2.7 touchdowns per game. You can't tell me he's not doing his thing, man. Like, he performs in the playoffs. He does, turn the ball over in the regular season. I get that. He is like I think he's the most, He's
led the league for the past 4 or 5 years.
But guess what? He makes it up for his playmaking ability and his ability to get the ball in the end zone. That's just what he's good at. And in the postseason, he does not do those mistakes.
I will say this too. Bengals Forever said, you think Belichick would really go down to Buffalo? Yeah, I do, because I think Belichick's ego would be the selling point, and I think Belichick's vindictive. Well,
no, absolutely. He would go against the Patriots twice a year,
yeah.
And that's exactly what he would want.
Yeah,
but
100%.
Yeah, I told you so. Like, that's exactly what they
want to force me out. So 49ers beat the Packers. What a game that was, 24-21. That game was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I loved watching that one. Brock Purdy's going to his 2nd consecutive NFC Championship games. What do you think about Brock? Do you think he's being carried, or do you think that he's more of the engine?
I think he's awesome. I think he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's great. I think he's good for the system. I don't know. I don't understand the hate on Brock Purdy. The guy went to back-to-back NFC Championship games, and it's like, it just kind of reeks of the Jimmy G all over. It's the same crowd that was criticizing Jimmy G is going to be the same crowd that's going to criticize Brock Purdy.
But you know what it is?
It's
because everybody blows Kyle Shanahan. And it's like, bro, again, I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. I know Kyle Shanahan can coach, but he's never done it. He's never done it. And everybody acts like he's far and away the best coach in the league. And it's fucking annoying.
Yeah, he gets on my nerves.
It's so annoying. He's on this pedestal and this golden boy.
Yeah, I hate that.
He hasn't accomplished what Sean McVay, who's in his division, has accomplished.
Right.
He hasn't accomplished what Sean Payton's accomplished, what Mike McCarthy has accomplished.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
no,
it's like when I see that, I'm like, damn, bro.
I agree with
What
you.
is this? And he's getting all the credit year after year after year. You don't even hear them talk about John Lynch like this, and John Lynch is building the fucking team.
Yeah, no,
but I think, look, I don't know what happened because Brock Purdy went from like a feel-good story, the last pick, an underdog story, to now being like one of the most hated on guys in the league.
That's what happens.
And it's weird because it's like, look, do I think Brock Purdy's like that dude? I don't. Do I think Brock Purdy's a good quarterback? I do. I think Brock Purdy can play. Because you've seen them drop in Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard, and they were trash. Trey Lance, they were trash. And then you get Brock Purdy, and it's like, all right, the guy could play a little bit. I think he could play. You could see his throws. You could see stuff like that. I do like Brock Purdy. I don't think Brock Purdy blows. I really don't.
No.
And you know what I'm saying? I hate the Niners because and it's not even Brock Purdy. It's like the Kittle and Debo and Ayuk and just the way they walk around and talk. And I've said this a million times. I would rather watch Dallas win a Super Bowl than the 49ers win it. That's how much I can't stand that team.
Oh, hell no. I'd rather just the Niners win it over.
It's different though, because I like Dak Prescott. I root for Dak Prescott because I think he's a good dude.
I don't hate Brock Purdy.
No, bro, but I would rather watch Dallas hoist that trophy than the Niners.
Oh,
because I cannot stand the Niners, dude. I can't stand them. I can't stand them.
No shot that would happen. No shot, dude. No fucking way.
I'm serious.
No, I absolutely not.
I would,
can't
right?
believe you said that.
That's how much I can't stand this team.
That's actually shocking.
I can't stand Kyle Shanahan, the cockiness, the arrogance for a team that hasn't won anything.
Nah, the cow pukes can't win a bowl, bro. Like, not over the Niners.
I would prefer it.
No fucking way.
I would prefer it.
But anyway, I just look, I feel like Brock Purdy has performed. I feel like, he has clunkers, but every fucking quarterback has bad games. And it's like, you're expecting this guy to be, in and out, like to be. Dude, this guy was in the MVP conversation. Like, what are we even talking about? Like, obviously, he was doing something good if he wasn't in the MVP conversation for a majority part of the year. And actually, he was the favorite. There was a big ticket that was sold. Remember, a futures ticket about Brock Purdy being the MVP. This was the game before Baltimore, and if Brock Purdy would have beat Baltimore, he would have been the MVP, right?
Yep.
And now everybody's
You're right.
And everybody's trashing him now that quick because he lost one game. And it's like, all right, dude, like we're over here trying to judge somebody off of one game. And I'm not saying like Brock Purdy is like the almighty. I'm not saying he's a top 10 quarterback. I'm just saying the dude could play. He could play quarterback. He could game manage the shit out of the game. Absolutely. He's doing it. To go to back-to-back NFC Championship games,
you're good.
You're good. You're doing something right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not doing something wrong. Like, you're successful. And he's done it all year with them. They had that 3-game skid in the middle of the season, and then they bounced back and they went on a run. And
Debo got hurt. Debo hurt his shoulder, and he's 50-50 to play this weekend. I don't know if he's going to play.
No. See, like that's the thing. It's like nobody's saying he's that. I'm not saying he's that good. I'm just saying like, he's like
he can play.
He can play quarterback. Like, let's not be naive. Like the guy went to back-to-back NFC Championship games. Like, what are you going to say? You saying you can't play? Come on, that's ridiculous.
Go off, sis.
You know how many quarterbacks would die to be in his position? Almost every single quarterback in the league, at least 90%, outside of Patrick Mahomes and them. But yeah, dude, like everybody would die to be in his position. And yeah, they don't play for the Niners, but he does, and he got them there.
On the flip side, what do you think about Jordan Love and the Packers' performance this year? Do you think would you say that you think he's more of a flash in the pan, or do you think he's like the real deal?
No, I would honestly just say like I was overwhelmingly surprised by the Packers' performance overall this year.
Bro, they outplayed them. They should have won that game.
And Jordan Love's ability this year. Like I was just so blown away by the Packers' game plan in this game. The steps they took from the beginning of the season to now. Like you could just see they got better and better.
Kudos to Matt LaFleur, Matt LaFleur, because I know when he was the Titans offensive coordinator, they were like the 27th ranked offense. And I used to bag on him because I'm like, what the hell are you doing hiring somebody that's in the bottom 5 in the league in offense?
Right.
And I thought that Aaron Rodgers carried him. He got 2 MVPs out of him with Nat Hackett. But I will say he silenced me this year. And Jordan Love, dude, his arm talent is crazy good. I mean, he can throw some dimes and he's throwing the nobodies. It's very similar to situation to Stroud, but the difference is Stroud came in as a rookie and did it. Love sat behind
I don't know, man. That they got some good wide receivers.
Love sat behind Rodgers for 3 years, which proved to be beneficial because when he throws that ball sometimes and he does that little twitch off his back foot.
Oh yeah,
it's like, bro, it looks like Aaron. It looks just like him. Like Zach Wilson even did that a few times.
Right.
Where you saw the quick twitch throw where it's not, his feet aren't really set.
Arms.
Yeah, and it's like, damn. But when I watched Jordan Love, bro, I was so impressed because I'm like, oh, Jordan Love, they got a quarterback again.
Yeah.
They got their third quarterback, the third decade quarterback. Like he's for real.
No, Jordan Love is legit. This is not a flash.
And I like him.
This is not a flash in the pan. This guy got better and better as the season progressed, and the team got better. Like they rallied around him. This is going to be a team to watch for years to come. I'm excited for Jordan Love. I'm so happy for him too because we talked about it on this podcast maybe a year or two ago. We were talking about Seattle Seahawks. They should have traded for Jordan Love because that's when they still had Aaron Rodgers. And I'm sitting.
You said a 5th round pick.
I'm like, yo, they're holding this guy hostage. They were holding him hostage.
You said go trade him to the Seahawks for a 4th or 5th round pick and take a shot and see what he could do.
Yeah.
Damn.
If Aaron Rodgers didn't want to get, if he didn't want out,
he
still had it like 2-3 years left on his deal.
I know.
So Jordan Love was holding hostage, and I'm like, yo, somebody give him a shot. Why not? It can't hurt. He's learning behind Aaron Rodgers. It can't hurt. So, that would have been a great opportunity for other teams to swoop in and trade for him. But I'm happy for him, man. I think this team is going to be set up next year, man. And I think this is their division.
Those wide receivers are only going to get better. They just got invaluable experience.
And it's funny because Aaron Rodgers left there because of the lack of talent that they had, probably quote unquote. And now they have Dontavian Wicks, excellent wide receiver. It's Wick, man.
Jalen Reed.
Wikipedia. They got Jaden Reed, right? They got Christian Watson, who's been hampered all year with
he can play too.
Hamstring injuries, and he could play. Yeah, if he could stay healthy, they got a great trio there, the trio. And then they got, who else they have? They have another wide receiver.
Oh, conspiracy.
Who else? They have Wicks, Reed, Watson, and who's that one kid that makes plays? What is his fucking name? Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah. We always forget his name.
Dobbs.
He's good though. He's good.
And he makes plays. Number 87. He's across your screen. He's making plays. That's what he does. Like they have a really good core, and I like their tight ends. Tucker Kraft, he could play. What? Tucker Kraft can play, man.
You like their tight ends?
Come on, we're doing this.
I'm
evaluating the roster here. This is where we're going.
It sounded like you were evaluating something else, family.
Yeah, Tucker Kraft, Musgrave, dude. They got
Musgrave is good, dude. He's a good player.
They have good players on that offense, and they're only going to get better.
Yeah. Where do you think they're at next year? Do you think they're fighting for that division?
No, I actually think they're going to be like one of them Super Bowl contenders. I think they're going to be in the championship game next year. Green Bay.
Do they win the division over the Lions?
I think they will. Yeah.
You think they're better than the Lions right now?
They're going to be better next year. Next year they will be. I think the Lions are going to tumble down next year.
Oh, so you're Nick Love now?
Nah, they're going to fall down the ladder. Yeah, I'm Nick Love.
Or Jordan Piscillo?
No, I'm Nick Love.
Nick Love?
Yeah.
All right. I think the Packers are going to be in a similar situation to where they were this year.
Sort of love, baby.
Although they'll be better. They'll be better during the season, but I think that they'll make a little bit of noise in the playoffs. But I don't know how much. Right. Let's see though, because we don't know what Jordan Love actually is yet. We don't know. He looked great. The talent's there, huh?
Why do you say that?
Because you don't know.
Well,
you have no idea.
Well, how do you know? Well, how do you know about Stroud?
I feel better about Stroud.
Why?
Because he came in as a rookie with no experience and learned right on the fly. And they got a free pops.
Now, I understand that, but this guy hasn't played in 4 years.
I understand
football game in 4 years.
But when he started out,
God bless you.
Damn. Sorry. When he started out, he looked shaky. CJ Stroud never looked shaky, except for maybe week 1 when they got smoked by the Ravens.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I like what I saw more from Stroud. I thought Stroud was the shit.
Well, sure.
I thought Stroud could have won MVP.
I don't know about that.
I do.
Well, why?
Bro, the dude had like 27 touchdowns and 5 picks.
Well, Green Bay was winning.
They were, bro, but they were under 500 at one point.
But they were so impressive down the stretch, though.
That's
what I was saying. He got better and better as the season progressed.
And so did Stroud.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So how can you be so sure about Stroud over Love?
Because Stroud had a rookie head coach, rookie wide receivers, a bad offensive line, no run game.
He had rookie wide receivers too, though.
Who?
Jordan Love.
Dobbs was a second year. Christian Watson was a second or I think maybe third year.
Jaden Reed's a rookie.
And Wicks is a rookie, right? Musgrave, they had him a year or two.
Wicks is a rookie.
LaFleur's an established head coach.
I mean,
LaFleur's established. He's won an MVP with a quarterback before. He's been to a conference finals. What's a conference championship? D'Amico Ryans has never done that. And it was a team that was projected to win 4 games. The Packers were projected 7.5.
No, I get that. I
was just more impressed by Stroud than Love.
Yeah.
That's all it was from eye to eye. But they were both impressive. I'm not taking anything away from Love.
My thing is like, dude, he had 2 rookie wide receivers. He had Christian Watson, who was in and out of the lineup. He was always hurt, and he was their first round pick, right? And then you have what's his name, Dobbs. I mean, like he was everything, but you know, he was great, dude. Jordan Love, he's got a bright future, man.
He does.
Like he's good, and what separates him from the other quarterbacks is he's fucking calm in the pocket.
He's chilling.
He's never rattled. Like he doesn't show it. Like he could be down by 10, and he's just like he looks like the same as if he was up 14.
When you see him in the pocket, he looks like he's processing the information in front of him. That's what he looks like. Calm. It's slowing down.
I like his trajectory.
Lions beat the Buccaneers 31-23. That game was also there for the taking for the Buccaneers. The big show, bro. I'm so proud of Baker Mayfield this year, dude.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of him, bro. Hell of a season. He earned himself some money.
Me too. Yo, Phil. Can we give him a round of applause for Mike Mayfield?
Yeah, of course. I didn't expect that. Mike Mayfield. He finally delivered.
Yeah. Impressive, bro. What a season. What a way to go out. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you can't hang your hat on that. You know, like
I felt so bad for him when he threw that pick. You can't
hold your head down, dude. Like they played a fantastic football game. They didn't get blown out. They showed some fight down the stretch. It just they fell short.
Bro, when he threw that pick and put his head down and grabbed his helmet, I was sitting on the couch and I'm like,
I felt that.
Fuck.
I felt that. But you know what?
I was so happy. I was so happy for the Lions. Dan Campbell.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bro, his speeches in the locker room, bro, they make me want to move different.
I know. Man.
Jared Goff, though, good for him, too. Second NFC Championship game after he was sent to Detroit to die.
Yeah.
Just like Dan Campbell said, hey, JG, you're good enough for fucking Detroit, brother. That was line of the year, bro.
That made for Detroit and then hitting the football.
I was about to tear up. Like that was probably such a surreal moment for Jared Goff.
And he probably had chills all over his body. He's probably, holy fuck, dude, that was awesome. Like I want to run through a wall.
Bro, you saw the fans crying in Detroit.
Yeah.
And it's like for Dan Campbell, who was on the 0-16 team, to come back and lead them to their first playoff win, the NFC Championship game for the first time since 91. We weren't even born.
That was awesome.
I was a month old.
Yeah, that was.
And it's like you weren't even born yet. And it's like, damn, bro, that was just a cool moment to see. I want them to stomp the Niners on Sunday.
We'll talk about that.
I know.
We'll dive.
What impressed me the most?
Predictions.
What impressed me the most, though, about the Lions is Jared Goff and their resilience. There's no quitting them, boys. Dan Campbell epitomizes the city of Detroit. He is everything that city is.
Yeah.
And what he projects onto his team about grit and caring and playing for one another, and we're going to kick you in the teeth. When he said that in that opening conference, he meant every word of that. And he got drugged through the mug for it.
Yeah, he wasn't capping.
And when he knock us down on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, and then he knock us down again, and we're going to get up and take another hunk out. But but you will knock us down, and we will be the last one standing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He meant every word of that.
He really did, dude. I gotta be honest with you though, man. Like, I'm so happy for Dan Campbell and them.
We're going to kick you in the teeth.
Yeah, dude. But what was impressive to me about Detroit and what's been impressive about Dan Campbell and his thing is that the Lions used to do some stupid shit. They used to lose games on dumb shit, right? They're actually winning games by playing smart football. You know what I mean? Like they're aggressive when they have to be, but they're also playing good, smart football, and they're well coached, and they have, dude. I'm rooting for them, man. I am really rooting.
I think the whole country outside of San Francisco and California is rooting for them.
I am. I really want to see the Lions in the bowl. That would be fucking awesome. He even said it too in the locker room when he came in. He was like, he was, hey guys, we got 3 weeks left. and 1 week's a bye.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit! I was like,
do you know what you're capable of, man?
Yeah.
Do you even realize what we're doing, man? He's all sweating and shit. Veins are coming out of his nose.
I know, man. That guy's awesome, dude. Like, how do you not root for him?
I know. And then shout out on the other side to Todd Bowles, because I thought Todd Bowles, the second half of the season, he coached his ass off with that defense.
Yeah.
To have a rough season with Tom Brady and to follow it up with this type of season with Baker Mayfield, I mean, shout out to Todd Bowles, shout out to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield earned himself a nice deal.
Yeah, he did.
He got himself a 3 or 4 year deal for some money.
Yeah, because I think he could be successful in Tampa.
So do I. But I think
But
Mike
Evans though.
They need to sign Mike Evans. And I think that Baker and Mike Evans, they seem like they were on the same page and they were cool. So maybe they could come together. I know. And look, when it comes back to Mike, when it comes down to money, things can get in the way. But if there's a way they could figure something out, I believe Baker would take a few less dollars to ensure that Mike Evans stayed with them.
Yeah.
Because Mike Evans was a big part of what they did.
He might want to win another Super Bowl, though. That couldn't also be a factor.
I don't know, man. He's a 1,000-yard wide receiver again. He already won a bowl with Brady.
I will say this, though. He has spoke like openly about retiring in Tampa and playing his whole career there.
Yeah.
Like that is actually one of his wishes. So I hope they get a deal.
I hope they do for Baker's sake too.
Yeah, because they need him.
And I want to see, what are they capable of on a second year? What do you build off of after last
Godwin
year?
Comes back though.
No,
I don't think so.
I would love for the Eagles to get him.
I don't think Godwin's going to come back. I think he's going to be an expensive guy that they can cut off the books.
He'll be a chief.
Yeah, he could be. Like that's probably a really good destination for him, honestly. But I could definitely see him coming off the books there. But yeah, I think they have a really good, I think they should sign Baker. I don't know what I don't know what his contract would be. My guess would be 3 years,
$1.25.
3 years, 120, maybe 40, like a Daniel Jones. I think it's a fair deal. Like to me, when Daniel Jones got his money, everybody knew he was overpaid, right?
But I don't think Baker Mayfield would be overpaid at that point. I think he earned it.
No, I think he's earned it. I mean, look, he was a former number 1 overall pick. He's made the playoffs 2 times with 2 different teams.
And won a game.
With the Browns and the Bucks. Possibly two of the worst franchises in the last, 40 years?
That's arguably a good point. That's a good point.
So, he's taken them to the playoffs and won a playoff game. So, yeah, did he win the bowl? No, but he got there, right? And if that's what that's a $40 million quarterback in today's market. So, I think that's what he deserves. Is 3 years, $120.
I love that.
And I think Mike Evans, he'll probably get 3 years. I would say 3 years.
For 90?
3 for 90, maybe 3 for 80.
Somewhere in that range.
Tie those two together.
That's what I'm saying.
Like 3 and 3.
Peanut butter and jelly, bro. One's got to be with the other. And and that's what I'm saying. Build off of that success. They you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They had camaraderie. They were together. They looked like they rolled with each other. So it's like, but I'm with that.
But they're stuck though, because if Baker doesn't come back and he's like, if he's like Carolina Baker, we got problems here. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
All right, NFC Championship game. Lions at the 49ers. 49ers -7. These fucking bookkeepers still won't learn.
I just can't believe it.
Stop disrespecting the Niners. I mean, the Lions.
I just can't believe it. 7 points is crazy.
Do you think – I know, which scares me because they're begging you to bet the Lions.
Right.
Scary 7.
But it's a scary 7. Shout out, shoot 'em up.
Yeah, shoot 'em up.
It's a scary 7.
Salute.
What do you think? Do you think Detroit's possible of doing this?
Absolutely. The one thing the Niners are weak at is what Detroit is really good at, and that's throwing the football. And that's getting Amon-Ra involved, Jamison Williams, and them boys. Hell, Josh Reynolds has been making plays. Like, he's been fucking excellent for him too. He's been a big help for that offense. So absolutely, I think the Lions can absolutely go in here and win this football game. And I'll tell you what, there's a big factor because, I know it's a topic in here, but if Debo doesn't play, I think the Lions are winning this football game.
I think they're winning it with or without Debo, to be honest. And you want to know why?
I actually do too.
The Lions, bro, the Lions can match the physicality of the Niners.
They're not scared.
They're not They're not getting punked. Right. That is a team that's not going into that stadium and getting bitched out.
Right.
They're not. And I know for show, Dan Campbell will have them boys ready to play.
Remember, too, C.J. Gardner-Johnson played against them last year.
Yeah.
Right? And guess what? He's back in the same position.
And Jared Goff, He's played there before. He was a Ram.
Right.
He knows what it takes to win there.
He knows. Yeah.
He knows what it is,
He has
dude.
experience.
Yeah.
So,
Jared Goff is better than Brock Purdy. Amon-Ra's the best wide receiver out there.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Their
Yeah,
defensive
absolutely.
line can rival the Niners' defensive line. They're going to get after Purdy. You don't think they're going to put helmets on him?
Laporta and Kittle at this point, like you can argue.
You can make
But
Laporta's the better
dynamic.
receiver.
I love Kittle,
But you
Don't
can
get me
you can make a legit argument that Laporta is the more dominant wide receiver, is the more dominant pass catcher.
maybe. I think he's more of a bulldozer than Kittle. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like catching the ball, yak, all that stuff.
Right now,
Call him a wash.
I call him a wash,
And that's fine.
yeah, that's completely.
But not for
fine.
nothing. If you wash out George Kittle, that's in favor of the Lions
Right.
because there's not even a wide receiver close to Amon-Ra.
Not because if Debo,
Especially if Debo's
if
out.
Debo is out, the 49ers are in trouble. Like they're going to be. It's going to. I think it's going to be a bad recipe for them because if you look at their record with and without Debo, it is super
Because you have to
ass
account
low.
for that dude all over the field, like all in the backfield as a running back. You have
They're
to account
under
for it.
500 without Debo.
Yeah.
They won like 70% of their games with Debo.
My
Shout out
thing
to
is,
Colin Coward. I heard that this morning. I was like, damn, that's fucking awesome. I'm like, I didn't even realize the impact Debo had.
Debo's for real.
In terms of winning and losing for this offense. It's like, wow, when you take a step back and you look at the numbers, it's like, damn, dude, like their identity completely changes on offense. So, I personally think the Niners will have to probably switch their game plan. They're going to have to run heavy with CMC and start doing some screen passes to get him involved, and then take your shots with Kittle, and then get Ayuk involved in the screens.
my thing is, bro, is like to me, when you play the Niners, you got to play them physical. And I thought Green Bay did a good job of that.
Sure.
Like Green Bay didn't look soft either.
No.
They were ready to
They
go.
were not intimidated.
But my thing is like, if I really believe that the Lions can go in there and intimidate them,
I really
because
do.
I think the Lions are like that. I think Dan Campbell's like that.
Yeah.
Like the Lions are showing up for a dogfight. They're
Right.
not going to finesse you. They're not
Right.
going to run a whole bunch. They'll run like fake punts and shit like that.
The pressure's on the Niners, Mike.
All the pressure's
All
on the Niners.
On the Niners,
And
bro.
the thing with Detroit is they're playing for pride. They're playing for let's do this. We can
Right.
do this.
Right.
And they're playing for Dan Campbell. And when you see those speeches that he gives in those locker rooms where he's bringing himself to tears,
Bro, I can't believe we're even talking about Detroit on the brink of a Super Bowl right now, bro. Like, you don't bro, the Lions have been ass our entire lives. They have been garbage. Like
we wouldn't even play with them in Madden.
Bro, they were so bad, dude. They went through hell. They drafted Joey Harringtons of the world. They had
Dan Orlovsky.
Orlovskys. Like, bro, they went through
Joey
shit,
Harrington.
Joey Harrington.
They had John Kitna.
John Kitna. Like, yo, they went through the mud. And now to see them on a brink of a Super Bowl, man, like that is like the most exciting thing. And I want it to happen so bad. But Vegas is really telling you, bro, I'm sorry, but the Niners are going to the Super Bowl.
Bro, listen to
With the
somebody's
7-point
listen to somebody's
spread.
quarterback. Rodney Pete,
Rodney P.
Charlie Batch, Sean Hill, David Blau, Jeff Driscoll, Timmy Boyd, Drew Stanton, Dante Culpepper, Mike McMahon, Ty Detmer, Gus Frerotte,
Oh my God.
Frank Reich. Like, these are some of these dudes, bro. It's terrible.
Bro.
They
I
were
forgot
embarrassing.
about
They
that,
were
dude.
embarrassing. But I'm taking the Lions to win this game. The Lions are going to the fucking Super Bowl, homie.
Is that your heart saying this, or do you want this to happen? Do you actually think the Lions are going to win this football game?
I do, yo, because I think the Lions deserve this. They deserve it, bro.
I know,
And they
man.
earned it. And I think
But so did the Bills, though,
but
bro.
the Lions are peaking.
The Bills deserved it too, and they
I
didn't
know.
fucking win.
But it was the odds. They run 7 in a
know. We
row.
called
You're
that
bound to
shit. We knew
lose.
that.
It sucked, dude. It
Saw
sucked.
that game, you were like, "Yep, they're losing."
They're losing. And it sucked, dude, because I was really rooting for the Bills. I really
know.
was. Like the one time you got me rooting for Allen. But I just feel like in my heart, I know. In my heart, I feel like the Lions are going to win this game. I think it's going to be a close game. But I got the Lions 28-23, something like that.
5, huh?
27-21. I think the Lions do it, bro. And when Dan Campbell gives that speech about them going to the Super Bowl, that's must-watch TV.
Yeah.
Must-watch TV.
Yeah, man. I want the Lions to win this game. I really do. It's hard to pick against the Niners at home, but when you actually talk to me, you kind of talked me out of it, though. I'm not gonna lie to you, because like I was picking the Niners. But then when you brought up the physicality stuff, I'm like, yo, that's so true.
They can outmatch their physicality.
They can absolutely match and possibly outmatch their physicality. So that is the way to beat the Niners. Play their game. Play bully ball, right? And I think the Lions have a good enough offense to keep them on the field, to keep their defense on the field. And I think the Lions can make a couple stops here and there. And if Debo doesn't play, I think the Lions can definitely cover the spread. That's for sure. But I'm gonna pick the Lions here.
Let's go.
I am. I'm gonna pick the Lions here just for that factor, the physicality factor. I think that's gonna happen. I felt like when I watched the Niners beat the Packers, the relief that I saw on their faces leaving that game told me everything. The pressure is so mounted on them to go to the Super Bowl. It makes a difference. It really does. When a team goes in there and they had nothing to lose and they play for their coach, that's when good things happen, and that's when special moments happen and are created. This is going to be a special moment for Detroit. Detroit's going to the Super Bowl, cuz.
I know they are.
They're going to the bowl, bro.
They're going to the Super Bowl. I
actually believe it now.
Phil, before we move on to the AFC Championship game,
going to the bowl, cuz.
Before we move on to the last topic of the night, Phil, can you please play this for the people at home? Because it's must see real fast. It's a quick minute.
1 second.
This is the
It's a must. It's the fucking best.
Yeah, this is fire.
You have people like Jamel Hill, everybody dogging them.
Give us a moment. Here
I
we go.
wanted this job bad because I felt like I knew this community. I played here. All right. Here's what I know. Just as an overall philosophy, you're going to say, well, what's this team going to be? What's it not going to be? Here's what I know. All right. I know that Detroit's made up of great people, some really good people. All right. This community is strong. This place has been kicked. It's been battered. It's been bruised. And I can sit up here and give you coach speak all day long. I can give you, hey, we're going to win this many games. I can't. None of that matters, and you guys don't want to hear it anyway. You've had enough of that shit. So excuse my language. All right. Here's what I do know is that this team is going to take on the identity of this city. All right. And this city's been down, and it found a way to get up. All right. It's found a way to overcome adversity. All right. And so this team's going to be built on, we're going to kick you in the teeth. All right. And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off. All right. And we're going to stand up. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down. All right. And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap and we're going to get up. And then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing.
Oh, yo, is that not the best opening press conference in NFL history?
No.
He really got up there and said that with he said that confidently.
He said that with conviction, bro.
Yeah, that was the word I was looking for.
He was like, yeah, this is exactly what we're going to do. And
I'm not going to give you coach talk. We're going to kick you in the teeth.
That's real as hell, dude.
But what I say, bro, they embody the Motor City.
Yeah. I mean, look, and even in the free agency, like we talked about it, CJ Gardner-Johnson, dude, getting him
another dog.
That is exactly their identity. That was a perfect match for them. So I saw the fit there.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, dude, they got some dogs on their roster, man. And I even when they run the football, they run with violence. David Montgomery runs with violence. That was pickup of the year. Pickup of the year. Like it was perfect when with him. Jahmyr Gibbs runs like an animal. They're great together, man. That's a good 1-2.
They're going to punish them boys in San Francisco.
Yeah, I hope so.
AFC Championship game before we get out of here. Chiefs at the Ravens. Ravens -3.5. That's a pretty big spread. I'm surprised by that. What do you think about this game? Mahomes versus Lamar. Lamar is the presumptive MVP for his second chance to go to the Super Bowl.
I don't think this game is going to be actually close. I think the Ravens are going to beat their.
They're going to put foots on them.
Yeah, because
I agree.
The Ravens, the rust is off, right? I know the Chiefs are coming in there with being underdogs, but I don't think their offense is going to be clicking against this defense. I just don't. This defense against Houston last week didn't let up one play inside their own 25-yard line. That is fucking crazy.
The 25-yard line?
The 25-yard line. The Texans never crossed the Ravens' 25-yard line for one play. Not even one play in the entire game. It's only been done 4 times in NFL history. That is insane, okay? That defense is legit. And I just don't see Rashee Rice beating his defense. I don't see Travis Kelce beating his defense by himself. I just don't see it. The only way the Chiefs have any ounce of chance in this game is if they run the football effectively. If they can get 5, 6 yards on the ground per run, the Chiefs are going to be in this game.
I don't think it happens.
But I don't think it happens. I think the Ravens defense is legit. I think Lamar is going to play really, really good. Although he has a tough matchup because the Chiefs defense is really good as well.
Yeah.
But I think Lamar is going to play up to his MVP caliber, and I think he's going to win this football game.
Look, man, I said this about the Ravens in the beginning of the year. I said I thought that Lamar was playing the best out of all the quarterbacks this year. I forget, it was earlier in the season. I said I thought Lamar was playing the best quarterback in the league this year. I said I thought he was a top 3 MVP candidate at the time, and now he looks like he's going to win it. That defense is serious. And now, look, I know Lamar has a rookie in Zay Flowers who's all right. Odell Beckham's looked all right. Bateman and Yet has looked all right. My thing is, though, is that this group of wide receivers is better than anything he's ever had. So anybody that's decent was an upgrade from what he's used to throwing. I think Andrews is coming back this week.
Yep.
Which is a huge, huge step up.
Right.
Even though Isaiah likely can play, he's absolutely a threat as a fourth or fifth pass catcher.
Very athletic.
So my thing is that I think the Ravens got him by about 10 points here. Like, wow. I think the Ravens really do this.
Yeah, I'm right with you.
I think they do this, and I don't think that the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs played well against the Dolphins. Tua played like some shit. I know they played well against the Bills. The defense was injured now, and my thing is they scored on every possession that they had except for one against the Bills. That's not happening against these Ravens, bro. You're not scoring on 8. You're not going 7 out of your first 7 possessions. You're scoring. And then all of a sudden you're just going to get, you're going to be 7 for 8 and have 1 punt. You're going to punt more than one time against the Ravens defense. And Lamar winning that game, I think it took a monkey off his back, because now it's like, all right, I got that win under my belt. I'm in the AFC Championship game now. One by one, they're answering the bell. And John Harbaugh knows what he's doing. John Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in the NFL. Sure. He's a top 5 coach, one of the best in the NFL. He's from the Andy Reid tree. He might know some of Andy Reid's tendencies.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man.
But sorry. But yeah, I got the Ravens winning this game. I think the Ravens, I would say 27-17.
Yeah, I got the Ravens. I think they're going to win 31-21. I think that's going to be the final score. I don't even know if the Chiefs can get to 21, but I'm going to give them that respect.
I don't think they're getting to 21, which is why I said 27-17.
Maybe 31-17. I'll correct my score. 31-17.
The Chiefs all year struggled to get to 21 points.
Right.
And my thing is that
22 points a game.
Yeah, and you're going to struggle against the best defense in the league.
Right.
It's not happening. And Lamar's away again. And it's Lamar's year, bro. Everything is clicking for him with this team.
Look, the Chiefs do have a chance. They do.
This is a guaranteed W for the Ravens.
They do. But I feel like 3.5 is such a sucker bet for the Chiefs. I feel like everybody in the world is going to take the plus 3.5 from Mahomes. Absolutely, bro.
Be careful.
Absolutely. So let me ask you a question, and we can close this out after this.
All right.
What's more of a sucker bet? The Lions plus 7 or the Chiefs plus 3.5?
More of a sucker bet?
Because I think they're both sucker bets.
Me too, but I would lean the Chiefs because I think the Ravens are head and shoulders a more complete football team than the Chiefs. I think they're a better football team. I think the quarterback has played better this year. I think the Ravens are better all over the field, with the exception of maybe running back.
They're the better football team.
Pacheco can run the ball,
right? But
not for nothing, the Ravens are on like their second or third running back. Right. They got Justice Hill and Gus Edwards, who have been okay.
No, they're good.
But they're being schemed in that.
Right.
Pacheco's just a really good back.
They have Dalvin Cook now too.
Yeah, who actually looked okay.
Yeah,
he looked better than the Jets. But my thing is that the Ravens are definitively a better team than the Chiefs in all areas.
I agree with that.
With 100%. The exception of running back. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Lamar is better than Patrick Mahomes, but this year, Lamar was better than Patrick Mahomes. Maybe not from a traditional standpoint, but overall, Lamar did his thing.
Yeah, he did. He put on.
That's what I'm saying. He did his thing. He earned that contract that he got. He was healthy all year.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that. Phil.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at with that.
It's gonna be interesting. I just think they're both sucker bets, and I feel like a lot of people are gonna buy into the theory of that photo with the color matches of the team.
Yeah,
I get it. It's cool. I was like, wow, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
it has been like the last 3 years, right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are gonna buy into that, but somebody's losing here.
Yeah, it's a Ravens-Lions Super Bowl, which is incredible to say.
That would be fire.
Me too.
That would be a tough game for them too.
I know. Physicality. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, that concludes episodes 192. Thank you for everybody that tuned in tonight. I might have an update for everybody on the merch next week. If not, we'll see you guys next Wednesday to preview. Oh, no, wait. Is next? We'll see you guys next Wednesday. My bad. Go ahead. I forgot there's a gap. There's a gap.
Yeah. And then we're just going to let you guys know ahead of time. We are potting Super Bowl Sunday. We'll let you know the time next week, but we are finalizing some details. We got some shit moving around.
And Tommy D cuz might be returning.
Yeah, so we're going to have an episode Super Bowl Sunday, so you do not want to miss
in the morning.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right.
10 or 11 a.m. probably.
In the morning. So we'll be giving you guys some prop bets. We're going to give you guys everything from the whole fucking 9. Pause. But yeah, man, just go and think about the Super Bowl though. The Lions and the Ravens, if that were to happen, that would have to be the most physical Super Bowl of all time.
I know.
That would be fantastic. But anyway, I digress. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We're also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher,
and all that other shit.
Also, follow us on all of our social platforms, as you do not want to miss our daily content on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And we will see you guys next week at P&I, baby.
I'm caps lock different. It's facts, not fiction. Said I black out for real, then the track gone missing. If it's cap, I'm dipping. We ain't talking about a move, then it's flatline finished. When I spaz, I'm grinning. Put a peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinach. Took a quick trip and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she tryna grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage while y'all tripping.